Hello, and yes, I've tried to make a little thing. This is more like a portable one until I can sort something more serious out. But you know, it's a backdrop. That should be nice for you. Look, comment, subscribe if you like. Still, we're gonna do a review of this. Ta-da! This Transformers Legacy Dragstrip, and it's the first one of the set that's been brought out. And the question is, does this lead nicely towards the rest of the set? Do you think it's going to be worth doing? Maybe. So we've got Dragstrip here. He's got the two guns that plug in on top. We're just going to point that out. So he's pew pew and all that sort of stuff. But we'll take those off. So we can look at the vehicle mode proper without those being in the way. And I mean, at a glance, yeah, it's Dragstrip. It's the long yellow, sports car of whatever variety. I don't know. Open cockpit, exposed engine, big spoiler, 6 wheels, Dragstrip. Yeah, nice little thing. Decepticon symbol, spectacular. Start looking a little bit closer, and you're like, spoiler doesn't look right. Is that dirty? Don't know. Spoiler doesn't look completely accurate. Cockpit looks a bit funky. Why's it got an engine there? What's this big square in the middle? That's kind of got like a seat molded into the back of it. If you can see any of this, where's the light? See the lines? Intakes. This doesn't look right, and then this is all supposed to be one shape. So why isn't that the same colour as that? This piece, it's not the same colour. Little niggles that you're like, eh. But again, it's got the red stripes, it's got all this, it looks very pretty, the back's neat. Something that everyone's praising this figure for is no obvious robot parts. It's got exhausts, and apparently that's the camshaft, is it? Something like that, but it shouldn't be there because these are supposed to be rear-wheeled. I don't know. But it's all very pretty, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's a very pretty figure. There is a thing where you can press that and it'll pop into 2 for the combined mode, blah, blah. We'll worry about that later, okay? But the point is, this... I'll get more into that in robot mode, I'll get more into that in robot mode. So, size comparison. Here's Titan's Return Chrome Dome. So, while he's still a deluxe, he seems way smaller and way skinnier than Chrome Dome. Oh, while we're at it, this new setup, I need a bit of tape on there, but rolls nicely. So, I suppose we should transform it. Okay, well, first thing you do is you get here, and you pop that loose, and you pop that loose, and this is all very Combiner Wars. You wriggle this whole piece, because they've got these little hooks here that just tab into the body. And you extend it all out on the big 2, say it with me kids, dreaded double hinges. Background nice. Then we close that up. Okay. Then we just fold the entire spoiler over. And those are the legs. I mean, we can split them, but I'll do that when it's combined. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Now for this part, what we need to do is get this canopy piece. And it's attached, this section is attached to here on this big bright yellow double hinge. Kind of breaks up the smoothness, doesn't it, really? But whatever. So we're going to untab it from the sides. Big tab here, goes into slot there, reverse for there. Pop that loose. And while we're at it, we're going to turn, in the middle of this engine somewhere, this whole piece around to there. Okay, we're winning so far. This clearance will allow us to get these side pieces and wriggle them up slightly. I'll show you why in a second. Up slightly. Then we can split the whole front of the car. And on these, saying with me kids, dreaded double hinges, we can rotate the whole thing down into place, down into place. I don't know why that struggled with me, but it did. And to lock it in place, we need these tabs go into those slots, which aren't just for the rotation of the shoulder. They are actually for combining. To do that, we're going to push on the back of the seat to flip through the head. And then we've got to double collapse down this yellow double hinge part that the canopy's on, which tends to fight with me, but if you get it all the way down properly, it will tab in nicely. Okay. Rotate these to the sort of sideways. Lift up the wheels. They've got a little hinge in the back there. Lift those up. Those up. And we're going to rotate this over. Now, if you see, where am I? Here. So a little slot in there. That went onto this tab for the vehicle mode, and that's why you got to pop it up to get it loose. If you just try and pull it, you're probably going to snap that off. Flip that one over. Turn the waist around and split. That is Dragstrip in robot mode. Go on, stand. There we go. And I gotta tell you, cat's playing rough. I gotta tell you, it's very pretty. Is it 100% accurate? No. But it's pretty close. So, I mean, he's got the thing, it should be the other way up, but it's fine. You know, the canopy with the engine, it's fine. Okay. It's got the dual wheel on the back. You know, the arms are not really hindered by anything. Alright, except they are when it shows me off. Fine. Double hinge. Well, over 90 degree, swivel. The legs are universals with... They should only go to about there because of the hook, but if you wriggle it to the side slightly, you can get it all the way back. So, not a big deal. But they'll go all the way in and out. The forward and backward was really loose, so I had to floor polish mine. And it's got quite a rocker on the ankle. And for transformation, you can fold them back, but not forward. And yeah, he's okay. I mean, the head, I feel it's a bit, I don't want to say it because it sounds stupid, but it seems a bit fat. Am I silly in thinking that? It just seems a bit too, like he's been eating too many pies. It might just be me. It might just be me, but there's something not 100% with the head I'm not quite getting. But you don't know if it's G1 cartoon accurate, you don't know if it's G1 toy accurate, you don't know if it's something from the comics accurate. So you got to give them a little bit of leeway, unfortunately. Legs are nicely sculpted, but there's no paint or anything to them. But then, because of how close they are to the ground, if there was paint, you'd be worried about it getting scraped off. So what do you want to do? What can you do? The point is, he's very, very pretty, and you got to consider, apart from something very basic, what I said wasn't that funny. Apart from something very basic, it's all right, relax. Apart from something very basic, which I'll get to in a bit, there is no combiner gimmick in this robot. It's just a figure. You know, the combiner gimmick is a bit but because there's no gimmick to hold this back, it comes off really well. I mean, you got to think about the Combiner Wars figures. They had the giant Combiner lump in their chest, which limited how they could transform. Him, he's got his shoulders and flipping down and this turning around, what yada yada. Works perfectly well. Even the old G1s had the head on a peg in the chest that had to fold out. So, yeah, considering he's got no gimmick, he gets away with a lot. I don't know what their excuse with Wild Rider is, but we'll get to that, I dare say, at some point in the future. And the cats are attacking the stairs. Okay, it's fine. The gimmick is, there's this little tab here, and it pops the whole thing in half. So, you know, the standard Menasor, half of him was here, half of him was up there. They've done it on loads of the third-party figures. They basically just split the whole figure in half there, half there. That's what they're doing on the official, because that's what they did in the cartoon. Finally. But I've never done this before. I don't know if these will actually fit, but let's have a try. You can take the figure in half. Yeah, that's a thing you can do. and it just clicks back in. But that is not a lot of space for this gimmick. Only a little bit of square in there. And that's it. He's got the waist, he's got everything. What more could you ask for? Honestly, what more could you ask for? Suppose I should get the weapons, so you can give him this, which apparently is accurate to the cartoon, I guess. And he's got 2 of them, and you can put them together because they're exactly the same. And do that if you want. Don't have to. But he's alright, he's fine, he's quite cool. I have no idea if the blast effect compatible because I don't care. So, I suppose we need a comparison. So, Earthrise Wheeljack. So he's, let me try and stand him up a little bit straight to try and get him as tall as he can be. He's a smidgen shorter than Wheeljack. And Wheeljack isn't the tallest of all deluxes. And because they're both from the G1 cartoon, theoretically they could run into each other. Should Dragstrip be a little bit shorter? I mean, I guess it would explain why he's part of a Combiner team and not on his own. But even if you didn't get the rest of the Combiner, because let's face it, expensive, this is a standalone figure. Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, he's lacking a little bit of personality, except for going, hey, look, it's Dragstrip from the Stunticons. Other than that, there's not a lot to him. So, storage, you can put these in the thighs if you want. Sorry, shins. There's nothing in the arms and legs. We've been spoiled recently with all the siege figures and stuff, but okay. But there are 1, 2 for the vehicle mode. You can put them on there. 3, 4. You can't put them in there. It doesn't fit. See, my knee jerk was to put it into there. Aha! And put it into there. And his weapons are just quite coolly stashed on his back. I mean, you can see them, but they're on there. But the thing is, the peg really hampers the arm movement. Bit of a shame. So what I do instead is I plug them into these. And I do it like this. And they're not as obvious behind the head. Try and get you some white behind it. Not that obvious. Oh, one thing that was bothered me until I actually saw him in hand. These side pieces, you're like, oh, well, now he can't look to the side. This is stupid. It's Legacy Laser Prime all over again. Why would they do that? Well, they're actually set far enough back that he can look to the side without looking straight into them. So they're okay. They don't actually hinder the field of view, which is good. So, as an individual figure, he works really well. It's up to your personal preference if you actually would like him enough to get him as an individual figure, bear in mind. Based on the Combiner, well, all we can do is wait and see what happens, really. I can't say much more. But he himself is quite cool, and I do quite like him. So, let's have a little non-figure chat for a second. Backdrop's very basic, very thrown together, but you know, it's a portable one for now. So I can pick it up, put it down, because I do this on the dining room table. What do you think of the intro with the sound and stuff like that? Bit much? Possibly. Let me know. There's an outro, and I'd like to thank Ninja Bill for becoming my first patron. Considering I'm his patron, he's basically just giving it back. And more, because I'm poor. But thank you very much, Mr. Bill. If anyone wants to join him, I'll put a Patreon link or something. Or it's on the main page. Whatever. And yeah. So, I should be wretched. I shall see all of you in the next one. Enjoy.